I'm gonna start a new Ultimate Team and put whoever I pack into the Premier League in career mode to see if I can win the Champions League. And we're gonna start with our first pack. I'm going for England to begin with. Let's see who we get. And it looks like 77 rated Eric Dyer is our best player. Oh Lord, take a look at this team. I don't think there's any chance we're winning the Champions League with this. But hold on now, the game started me with 1,600 points that we can use to open more packs. Not only that, we can afford some of these nice packs, which should get us the players of quality that we need to compete in the Champions League. And this time, the star's gonna be another center back, Matthias Ginter at 84 overall. Well, this is looking much more reasonable already. I think all of these players are shoo-ins for our starting 11 so far, and we're just getting started. Because with 1,000 points still remaining, we can open one of these Road to the Knockouts packs, and I have big expectations. In this round, it pays off. 89 rated Ada Hegerberg will now be our star player. That is an incredible pack. I mean, this pack is a game changer. I won't count the loan card for Götze here, but everyone else stays. And now this is the team we get to drop into career mode and compete for the Champions League title. The finishing touch is the kits, and I like this Shanghai Port Red, so this is the team we're actually gonna use inside of career mode to take on this challenge. So I've got the whole team set up inside of career mode now, and it looks like our 2-star players should be our 2 female starters, Ada Hegerberg up top and Zinsberger at 85 overall at goalkeeper. But that's gonna be it. We're not allowed to sign any new players for this challenge. We have to win the Champions League with this team. We have 23 players right now, and FIFA won't let a team have less than 18. So that means if we have 5 players either retire or demand transfers, we're gonna forfeit the challenge. So time is ticking. Now we're a new team and we're not in the Champions League yet, so if we wanna win it, first we have to qualify, and that is our goal for season 1. But I don't think it's gonna be easy because this team needs to build a little bit of chemistry before we're capable of even challenging for a top 4 spot. We start this season with a couple promising signs, but we're not really scoring any goals and we're settling for a lot of dropped points. We find ourselves halfway through our first season and sitting in 8th place, it has not been good enough so far. So we turn towards our 2 best players, Hegerberg and Zinsberger, looking for them to make an impact. And out of the 2 of them, it's Hegerberg who decides to step up and start scoring goals at a scary rate that's dragging us to good results. But she's not just a goal scorer, as we see the dirty work put in here with an offensive challenge that wins us the ball and ultimately the game as we finally pick up a win when we need it. It only gets better from here. With a little bit of confidence in the team, we're finally winning games and actually climbing our way up the table. In fact, a crazy winning streak sees us skyrocket up to 2nd place in the table. Those Champions League spots are ours to lose at this point. Plus, we snuck our way to the final of the Carabao Cup. This could end up being a pretty good first season. Now, winning the Carabao Cup is not the goal of this video, but we're gonna play this game anyways because I feel like it'll give us some good insights about the mentality of this team going into our more important games next season. And as we drag Arsenal through to a penalty shootout, this is our chance to win something in our first season. But it's a nightmare from our goalkeeper Zinsberger, who can't even guess the right way on any of the penalty kicks. We drag it out to the all-important 5th shot. We need to convert this now to stay in it. And Sunset looks to take it another round, and it's down the middle. That's a huge mistake. If we're going to the Champions League next season, we cannot afford to make mistakes like that. But honestly, I wouldn't be too worried about it, because as we get back to the Premier League, Ada Hegerberg is putting on some incredible performances to keep us very high up the table. It's a 3rd place finish at the end of the season, and that's all that's important because it means we have the Champions League. And with 37 goals and 43 appearances this season, I think it's safe to say Hegerberg seems to be our ticket to success there. But heading into season 2, that might come crashing down because her release clause has been triggered for 232 million. The money doesn't matter at all though, because we're not allowed to buy new players, so I'm offering her a whopping 350,000 a week to stay, and thankfully we keep a hold of our star player at least for another season. But we've still got to watch out for other players too, because some of those who aren't starting games are looking for a way out, and with our reserve goalkeeper taking off, it means we can only lose 4 more players before we lose this challenge. But now it's time for the all-important Champions League, and in our group we have AC Milan and Lyon, so this is gonna be a tough one. Unfortunately for us, we start with the weakest opponents in the group, and it's a chance for us to grow a little bit into the competition. And so far, it looks like no problem at all. As long as we've got Hegerberg fit, she is an absolute beast up top and puts in a hat trick in her first Champions League game to drag us to a win. Next up, it's Lyon, and the expectation is that this will be significantly harder. But despite all of the pressure put upon this team, we're still looking fantastic, and a comfortable 2-0 win keeps us marching along. Which means it's time for our third Champions League game against AC Milan, probably the most difficult opponents in this group. And we're looking for the clean sweep against all of the teams in our group, but it's not going to happen because AC Milan give us a harsh reality check that we still have a lot of improving to do if we want to go toe-to-toe with some of the competition's top clubs. Because now we have the reverse fixtures, and it means we're playing AC Milan for a second time in a row. But this time goes a little differently than the first because we find the first goal of this game, and it's Hegerberg who unsurprisingly is our goal scorer again. But this is not a game where we sneak by with one goal. Hegerberg goes on to score the most audacious goal in the second half to double our lead and flip that scoreline from our last game against AC Milan on its head, as this time we take them down 2-0. And that's all we needed. We end up topping our group after 6 games, and it means we're going to the knockout rounds. And there, we're going to be taking out Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. And you know, in this season and a half, our team's grown a lot, and looking at the squad on paper, I expect us to make a really deep run this season. But one thing's clear about this game, we can't just rely on Hegerberg to carry us every important game. We need everyone on the pitch to get out there and put their best foot forwards, and especially the goalkeeper Zinsberger, who makes a big mistake here early in the match. Now, I don't want to single out just one player, but that is the kind of save that a top-rated goalkeeper needs to be making. So we go into the second game looking to overturn that 1-0 deficit we picked up in the first leg, and it's Pedro Gonçalves, who we haven't seen too much of this video, but he is a great player for us, and we're taking it to penalties for the second time already in our career. Hopefully this time it'll go different. And Sunset with the chance to turn things around, but he misses for a second time, and it's another nightmare for our goalkeeper Zinsberger, who fails to go the right way on any of Dortmund's kicks so far. With us being a shot down, the pressure is mounting. We need to hit this final penalty to even have a chance at staying in it here. Come on now, I can't stomach another penalty shootout loss. And this time, Porro puts it in the top corner. We live to see another round, and now the pressure comes down to Zinsberger. Can she make the all-important save to take us one more kick? As Adeyemi steps up and puts it in the corner. It's another rough performance from our goalkeeper when we were relying on her to be one of our star players, and we crash out of the Champions League. Well, it hurts, but we finished in second place, which means we have another shot at the Champions League next season. And the pressure is piling on. We got a bunch of players running out of a contract at the end of the season. And if we lose 4 more of them, we won't be able to carry on with this challenge. And this season, our Champions League group actually looks a little bit easier. Napoli and Galatasaray won't be too easy, but it could have been a lot worse. And I think to be successful, we have to make one change here. Zinsberger's been very underwhelming, so I'm promoting our backup goalkeeper Misa to start this season and see if it could be the missing piece we need to finally succeed. But it's just the one change because the rest of the team is looking great, specifically Ada Hegerberg, who's now setting up her teammates to score as well. And Misa looks to be an inspired switch for this team as she proves to be a fearsome goalkeeper in between the sticks. This is exactly what we needed. We absolutely blast our way through the group stages. We honestly look even better than last season, and we make it to the knockout rounds for a second year in a row. And now the pressure's really on because Zinsberger wants her way out of the club after being benched, and on top of those 8 players running out of contracts, this could really be our final season to have a shot at this. And with Monaco in the round of 16, let's make it count. And with the kind of team we've built though, it's not much of a challenge though, is it? Hegerberg inevitably finds the back of the net here in this first leg. And in the second, there's just a sense that we're kind of unstoppable at the moment. It's not just Hegerberg, the entire team is playing well. But hold your horses, we've had some easy draws so far, but up next it's Barcelona, and I think this might be the ultimate test. If we want to win the Champions League, we're gonna have to beat some top clubs to get there. But at the moment, with this team, it doesn't seem like even the best clubs in the world can stop us from scoring goals as we continue our rampage past Barcelona. Hegerberg finishes a beautiful team goal, and then our left back of all people puts in the second. That's enough to drag us to the semifinals. And up next, it's Bayern Munich. If we want to win this competition, we're gonna have a hard road to get there. Bayern Munich has a stacked team, so do we. We have some incredibly high-rated players, and I think we still have a good shot at this. Now, Ada Hegerberg has rightfully stolen a lot of the spotlight in this video so far, but Pedro Gonçalves is up to 89 overall, and our right winger scores an important goal to give us the lead. And also, don't sleep on our defense. This Bayern attack is really great, and honestly, we shut them out all game with ease. It's a calm 1-0 victory for us in the first leg, and things are looking great. I mean, take a look at the stats from this season. Hegerberg is on track to break 30 goals again, and Gonçalves is right behind her with 23 goals. But as we go to the second leg, there's a problem, guys. Fatigue is taking its toll on the squad because we have a pretty thin team, and it means we're unfortunately gonna have to start Hegerberg on the bench for this one, which is a really difficult move to make. And if we want to win the Champions League, we can't have just one player carry us all the way there. Can the rest of the players in this team keep their composure to see us through to the Champions League final? Well, we're gonna have to hang on for dear life because Bayern Munich are looking great so far. However, we have a new secret weapon because Misa, our goalkeeper, is proving to be the player we hoped Zinsberger would be earlier in this career, and she is saving us from conceding here. But a goalkeeper can only do so much, and Bayern Munich, with their constant pressure, draw themselves level 1-1, and now everything is on the line. And at halftime, the obvious move would be to bring Hegerberg off the bench, but I'm gonna let her rest just in case this game needs to go to extra time to bring her on later. I wanna prove that we can do this without our star player, and Pedro Gonçalves I'm gonna set to cut inside and give him the freedom to try to score goals on his own. We've seen what he can do in other games, and I think it's time to have other star players really make their impact in this team when it matters. And Pedro Gonçalves now cutting through the defense. Oh my God, this could pay off immediately off the kickoff. Oh my God, that is absolutely unbelievable. And I think we've proven exactly what I was hoping in a matter of seconds. Pedro Gonçalves has truly grown into a top player over 3 seasons here, and he scores another outstanding goal that's enough to carry us through to the final of the Champions League. We'll be taking on Manchester City for the chance to finally complete this challenge. This time we have a full-strength team: Hegerberg, Gonçalves, and don't forget Misa, who I think can play an important role in our biggest game ever. With a lot of players leaving at the end of the season, this could be our final chance to win the Champions League. Well, at this point, I think we know who the players on our team, at least, to watch out for are, and Gonçalves has become one of them. That unbelievable ability to cut in from the right-hand side is looking lethal, and it almost pans out for us early in this game. Oh my God, what a goal that would have been in a Champions League final. But no goal for us just yet, despite looking really good as Hegerberg goes for the acrobatic kick, and no goal just yet. And we gotta be careful on our end because Manchester City always have a goal in them, and Misa is keeping us in this game as well. Well played by the team in this first 45, and as we creep up towards halftime, with just the second half to play, we need to find a goal because I definitely don't want to have this game go to penalties again. After those last 2 shootouts we had, I think it's safe to say if it does go to another shootout, we're probably not favorites to win it. But in this second half, it is a really, really close call. Neither side gets a lot of chances, and as both teams fail to score here in the 90 minutes, it means we're gonna have to go to extra time. Just 30 minutes left to play. Come on, guys, we need a goal. And we're looking like we could find one. Hegerberg with another overhead kick, and it just is saved by Ederson. That won't stop this team from continuing to bomb forwards, though. We're getting so many chances. Can we break the deadlock before time runs out? We're creating so many quality chances, but despite that, we just cannot find the back of the net. And with one last roll of the dice here from Manchester City, it's looking like time might just run out. With the final clearance there, the whistle blows. We're going to penalty kicks for the third and probably final time in this video. A win here would see us complete our challenge of winning the Champions League, but a loss would see everything fall apart. And based off of what we've seen so far, I don't know how confident I'm feeling about these. Well, we've got the first shot, and of course it's Ada Hegerberg to step up and put it in the back of the net to kick this penalty shootout off. Not a bad start at all, but we're gonna have to save from Erling Haaland. No chance for Misa. Is our new goalkeeper gonna be able to do what Zinsberger couldn't and make some important saves in a penalty shootout to see us actually be able to win one? If she could even just save one penalty, it would put us in a good position. But so far, we're not able to find that as we're level with Manchester City, and Sunset has the chance to turn the tides for his story, and finally, he scores a penalty in a shootout. Can this be the redemption arc we're looking for? Still no save from Misa just yet, but the shootout is heating up as we go up by one kick. And Manchester City with the pressure on them now. Come on, Misa. Yes, she makes the save that could be all important. This entire challenge now relies on one final kick from Pedro Porro, who has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Can you finish and bring home the Champions League title? Yes, we've done it. We've won the Champions League and we've actually won a penalty shootout. Incredible stuff from this group of random players pulled from Ultimate Team. Now, if you liked the idea for this video and want to try more creative career mode challenges for yourself, go download my FC24 career mode challenges guide. That'll give you 50 original ideas to use on your own. These will help you break out of the usual boring saves and finally have fun with career mode again. I'm also offering mods, other guides, and content on my Patreon. Check the link in the description to go grab them and help support this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.